welcome. There's an echo, which is fun. I'm Anna Mariano. I am the author of This Is How We Fly. Ooh, you can see the title up there. And the Love Sugar Magic series. I am live streaming, which is gonna go great with, nope. My actually friend guest. Want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah, sure. I am Jonny Garza Villa. I am a writer of contemporary young adult novels, including my debut, 1500 Miles from the Sun, out June 8th, 2021. I think it's the date. And it's about Jules, a Corpus Christi Texan teen who accidentally comes out over Twitter when he gets way too drunk at a party, and the Los Angeles boy who slides into Jules's DMs the next morning.
They're so cute. They're the most adorable ever in the world. So we're here on this live stream. It's one of our, you can read it down there, lead up live streams as we get ready for the launch of This Is How We Fly, to talk about contemporary YA, which we both write, and also to talk about Texas. We happen to both be writing from and about Texas. So I guess to start off, I have no idea. Oh my gosh. To start off, Jonny, tell us, where are you in Texas right now?
Yeah, I'm in San Antonio. I've been here for like 10, 11 years now, but was born and raised like on and along the Gulf Coast.
Cool. Like your Corpus Christi, your book is in Corpus Christi.
My book is in Corpus Christi, and my dad is from there, so like I spent like that's like my second hometown. Okay. I grew up like primarily in like small town Southeast Texas.
Cool. And for those of you who don't know, I'm in Houston. I have lived in Houston almost my whole life. I think I was born somewhere else, but it doesn't count. And one time I went to New York, but I quickly rectified that situation. And now I'm back in Houston. And I have a series out already that is set in Texas, the Love Sugar Magic series. It's set in more kind of small town Texas, which wasn't exactly my experience growing up, but you know, I spent some time in suburbs of Houston or with family members who lived outside of the big cities. And now my YA book, This Is How We Fly, is all about a kid who joins a Quidditch team in Houston. So I really got to write about Houston. I got to write about road trips from Houston to Austin, which is like, you know, the trip to take. Driving like, I-10 Houston to Austin or San Antonio, just that whole like.
No worse.
No. My favorite. I love that drive. I did it 3 times in the last 4 weeks.
Oh my!
No, not just for funsies, for all the Jewish holidays.
Well, that's cute. I'll give you that. That's cute.
Yeah. So, Jonny, why do you write about Texas? Why do you set your book in Texas?
I mean, Texas is what I'm most familiar with growing up here. And like, I feel like there's so much culture that really isn't explored in literature. Like, if I'm thinking about places where YA books take place, like if they take place in if they take place in Texas, like my mind automatically goes to books I read that like are in El Paso or maybe like the Dallas-Fort Worth area or Austin. And so like those places, especially with a higher Latinx population and like Mexican American population, I don't think really have had their moment besides El Paso. And so I really wanted to showcase where I grew up and like in where I live now, because there's a lot to talk about. Like there's a lot to be proud of, and it's really pretty. Like, you know, I mean, Corpus is a different kind of pretty, but like it's pretty in its own way. So, you know,
I spent time on the Galveston beach. I totally understand. It's pretty when you close your eyes. It's beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that like growing up, I read so many books set in New York, and that didn't mean anything to me. And I was just like, I guess that's just where books are set. It's like this imaginary place where where there's like stone lions that people are really obsessed with. I didn't know what that meant. Like, I did not know about the library and the stone lions. Oh, Avocado's here. Hey!
Oh.
Yeah, if you all watching didn't know, if you're here on YouTube and your comments can show up on the screen. If you're on Facebook or Twitter, I think not so much. Maybe Periscope. But if you come join us on YouTube, you can make comments and they can show up on the screen like, hey! Yes, Blaze Wrath Games. That's another great one. My train of thought has gone, but I was saying that New York was like this literary thing that I didn't really understand, and it was often things were going over my head a lot of the time. And like, I just didn't feel strongly or care that much. And it's not like I went to New York and was like, wow, now I understand. I was just like, meh.
Yeah. The cultures are so different. Like,
yeah, and there were a lot of things that
come up with those characters and stuff, but just like the experiences are not your experiences, especially in Texas, and especially like a Latinx person in Texas. Like,
yeah, I mean, like the family structures, what kids were doing at certain ages, the like milestones that you get growing up, and then especially I think, I had one and I forgot what it was. Well, all of those things that I just mentioned. Oh, weather, especially the weather. There was like this whole idea of like, what is September weather? And I was like, what? No. Yeah, exactly. When I was writing my very first book, I got a copy editor who was like, you have the ceiling fan on, but it's November. I was like, yes, I do. That is correct.
Yeah.
I think the only book I could really think of that I read that was set in Texas as a kid, even up to being a teen, I think, is Holes.
The Hank the Cow Dog took place in Texas.
Which one?
Hank the Cow Dog.
Hank the Cow Dog!
Yeah, I was a Hank the Cow Dog stan in elementary school.
Me too! I never mention it because nobody ever knows Hank the Cow Dog, but I have the books on tape. Wasn't it actually like Texas? Wasn't it published like by a Texas specific press? I think.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure because I think people who didn't grow up in Texas will be like, I don't know what that is.
They're missing out.
No. But those books on tape, those audiobooks were like my entire life. That's how I went to sleep for 6 years. So yeah, Hank the Cow Dog fan. We got any Hank the Cow Dog fans out in the internet? Everyone's like, what? But like, so Hold it's a pretty solid book to be separate. It's great, but it's Texas, like it's very like West Texas, deserts and racism and tumbleweeds.
People that talk like this and stuff like that, like
right. And it's not that those things don't exist it's not that it's like a bad representation of Texas, but it was not my experience in Texas at all. So yeah, I've had fun. I mean, even, I was writing stories in college that were kind of set in like this certain museum district area of Houston, and my aunts would come and be like, I don't know why you're writing about zombies eating people, but I don't know what street you were talking about, and I loved that. And it's like, I actually had someone who got to read an early copy of my book, I guess, reviewer, not a reviewer exactly, but anyway, just talked to me about the fact that like reading things about Houston or things about that trip from Houston to Austin made them feel more involved in the book and more like engulfed in it. And it's not that you need that to read the books. Obviously, we enjoyed lots of books that weren't set in Texas, but it's just a nice thing for Texas readers to be able to find those books and hold on to them and be like, hey, I recognize
things. Like, I had so many people like just comment on how excited they are about my book simply because it takes place in Corpus Christi. And like, where the fuck do you see that like in YA literature at all?
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah. So I'm super happy that we're bringing places that like aren't usually talked about.
Yeah, definitely. And then this is kind of leading us into when you were writing Texas and you know that there's not that many Texas books out there, or there's more now, but still not maybe the majority. Were there any stereotypes about Texas you specifically wanted to counter, or any stereotypes about Texas that you specifically wanted to lean into? We coordinated this ahead of time.
I think like definitely one of my first like purposeful choices was not having my book set in like small town Texas where I grew up, because just all of that sort of culture and like the prevalent whiteness and that sort of thing that can happen in like small town Texas. I just kind of wanted to pretend didn't exist for a little while. And I really wanted to talk about like growing up more like Tex-Mex and more Chicanx and like what does that mean in Texas. And I thought that was like a really cool thing to do instead. Like let's just pretend there are like one white people that exist in the entire world, and then like the rest are just like brown and black people. Like I think that would be really cool. And so I really wanted to like showcase the diversity of Texas and just yeah, and like not, you know, if we don't have to talk about like Reba McEntire for a book, like, you know, that'd be really great. Like so definitely that part of that kind of the Texas stuff and like I didn't want to talk about that. Yeah. I mean, definitely Whataburger is in there. I bring like a lot of like the locality, like there, if you're Texan, like there's going to be things that you will automatically know. And if you're not Texan, you might have to like go and Google shit. Like it's fine. Yeah, like HEB.
HEB is in your book, right?
Yeah, HEB. And it's like the Texas Walmart or Ralph's or Kroger's. I don't know what y'all have where y'all are, but like it's a market. I know like in my second book I have like Buc-ee's in there, and like I know that's something that like people don't necessarily connect with automatically, but I'm like, you know what, like we're gonna make this Texas as fuck. So yeah.
Excellent. I got a note in This Is How We Fly that was asking about HEB. They were like, I said something about like, you know, an HEB veggie burrito, like microwavable burrito from HEB specifically, and the copy editor was like, well, a lot of people won't know what HEB is. Do you want to just say a microwavable burrito? I was like, no, I do not want to just say.
We don't want to insist stop at Walmart, like.
Right, and it's also like I know the concept of 7-Eleven, although we don't have 7-Elevens around me. Is that true? I think it's true. Or like Quick Trips, or like there's a lot of things that are region specific that I've just learned about. Anything in California. In-N-Out, like in your book, the California character is really into In-N-Out, which is overrated, and your character is correct. Yay, Whataburger. Dr. Pepper shakes. So I feel like we had to learn that culture just because media was set in those places. So, you know, you can learn what HEB is, or you can guess from context clues.
Exactly.
Yeah. I used to have my so this one is yellow. It's my beautiful This Is How We Fly headband. But I used to, the headband that I used to use to play Quidditch was a Buc-ee's headband. It's black with like little yellow spots, and it shouldn't have had yellow spots because you have to wear like mostly solid color black. Yeah. But I got away with it. And I was wearing it in the Northeast in like at a tournament in New York or around New York, probably in New Jersey. And someone just came up from like Boston, ran up to me and was like, "You're from Texas." Yeah. And we bonded because, yeah, Buc-ee's, you know, the regional things. Yeah. Someday when I'm a better writer, I'm going to write a character who works at Buc-ee's.
Oh my God.
And, like, deals with his privilege and like travels to like road trips to Houston. It's going to be so good, but I'm not ready yet.
Oh my God. Beaver nuggets everywhere.
Yeah.
But even then, like, I mean, especially when you take into the context of like Mexican American people living in Texas, then you get into like the vernacular that can be different. Like, I know when I have like the word memes like in my book, and I know that like people not from Texas, like even if they are Latinx, some of them had difficulty like knowing exactly what that meant. Like they didn't know if that was like someone's name or like what I was talking about. And so like I think even there you get like different like words and
yeah,
language and stuff.
And again, when it hits right for that right reader, it's gonna be like,
yeah, exactly.
Like that spark, you know, that little Spidey.
I wrote that word specifically for like the girl who wears her hoodie to PE and like drinks Arizona tea and eats like Takis for breakfast. Like,
yep. The Spidey sense tingle. You're like me. Yeah. Well, so I didn't end up repeating what you said because I agreed with everything you said. With my books, I also wanted to be like, Texas is not just racist white people. It's really not. Like, it's especially I, live close to and work in Sugar Land, which is like the most diverse county in the U.S. I mean, Houston is also just the most diverse city, but like.
No, I love Sugar Land.
Yeah, it's not all racist white people here. Amazingly, shockingly. But yeah, I also wanted to ask you for some of your best Texas trivia facts. I feel like we had talked. You had a whole thing about like not. Is that I don't know.
Oh yeah, so like I know we were talking about how like apparently HEB is very just like Texas is separated like north and south, and like the more north you go, the less HEBs you're gonna get. So like someone from like Dallas or maybe Lubbock, I don't know what Lubbock has, but like someone from like up in those areas might not really be familiar or as familiar with HEBs because they have like Kroger's, and like down here in San Antonio, we don't have Kroger's, or like where I grew up.
Kroger also. We have Kroger, HEB, and Central Market.
No,
which
like,
Central Market
no,
is
like that, like the middle of that Venn diagram. Like I don't even know if like, Austin has Kroger's. I don't know. Like, again, you might have to correct me if Austin has Kroger's or not. But like, yeah. So like, there's that divide. Because I know one of my friends who lived in Dallas. Like, she was like, yeah, like they went to Kroger's. They didn't go to HEBs. They don't know what HEBs are.
Interesting. Yeah. I have a tragic HEB near me that does not have tortillas like being made.
Like in the like
yeah, no, they don't have it. It's like a I don't know.
Oh my god,
gentrifying HEB.
The only things that like are valid.
Right. Yeah. My Texas trivia that I spout whenever I can is the Houston being number one, the fourth largest city in the country, which a lot of people don't know. And like we're coming for Chicago, we're coming for you. So Houston being the fourth largest city, a lot of people don't realize. Even when I went to New York, people were like, "Oh, you're from Texas, so like, is this your first time seeing buildings?" Like, Houston is a city. It has skyscrapers. Like, go away. And then also that Houston is the most diverse. That we have this really good food scene that people don't know. Ooh, everyone is excited about tortillas. Yes. That's the one bad thing about like my YA book is that it does not have food to the level that my middle grade series has. My middle grade series is set in a panaderia.
I mean, yeah, like that one really set the bar pretty high on it. I don't know if.
Yeah, and like Ellen is vegan. Jules is vegetarian, so they have that in common. But Ellen is vegan, and like that felt different. I don't know about Mi Tienda. I'm reading the comment down there. I don't know about Mi Tienda. I've seen it around. I know we have. I didn't know it was HEB owned though. But yeah, so because Ellen is vegetarian, but also she's just kind of a gremlin, like she's just like a little troll person. She like most of the book is just eating peanut butter on various vegetables. She's like, I'll eat peanut butter with celery. I'll eat a granola bar. I'll eat more peanut butter. I'll eat peanut butter on a tortilla. I'll eat peanut butter on bread. Like that's it. That's her. Yeah, she's just a little bit of a train wreck, which like, same. I don't like peanut butter.
We all are.
So yeah, there was one time when I got her into Austin and I sent her to a food truck, like a real one that I really like in Austin, Conscious Cravings, if you've ever been there. It's in the food truck park, like, I don't know, around Book People, which is where I go when I'm in Austin. So like there's one time that she gets good food and the rest of the time it's just peanut butter and granola bars the whole time. So that was disappointing. There's like one scene where she's like, my family got Tex-Mex and I can't eat any of it.
See, that's why I just create a character that makes his own. Like
Jules and his cooking is giving me life. Like, it's so good. I'm so excited. But yeah, I think the last thing, and we've been going for about 20 minutes, which is about where we're aiming, 20 to 30 minutes. That's a sweet spot, I think. But the last thing I wanted to ask you about, just because it came up in conversation recently, is please tell us about, so those of you who don't know, my next book, instead of being about Quidditch and that whole subculture, is going to be about marching band and that whole subculture. So I'm writing that now. I should be writing that right now as we speak, in fact, but I am not. But Jonny, you had an interesting experience in marching band in small town Texas, and I wanted you to share that with
Yeah. So, I mean, when I played trumpet, so like I was the highlight of the band, of course, like as a trumpet player.
Right. Oh gosh.
We know where our importance is, and it's up there. But like also we were chatting about like our like growing up Catholic and our Catholicism, and I so my senior year I ran for like drum major / president, and I lost that, and so my band director, because he thought he was being a nice person, and because like I was really Catholic at the time, like he offered the role of chaplain of the band to me, and I said, you know what, why not? Sure, whatever. So I took it, and I took it seriously. I was such a good chap. I was the best chaplain that band has ever had. Like I always remember, because we like whenever we would leave to out of town road trips, we'd have to pray that way we wouldn't die on the highway. And so,
right, obviously,
yeah, exactly. And so like, but he always forgot. Oh, Lakin, you know exactly how to create main characters. Oh my god. In one of my future books, the villain plays the trumpet. So that'd be. But I love this one. I love that. All main characters should play trumpet.
Debatable. My main character plays flute and then switches to tuba because of a problem where she accidentally got the entire tuba section expelled.
I love that.
Well, there's a trumpet. He's annoying and he wants to be a YouTuber.
He what?
He wants to be a YouTuber.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. Because, you know, he thinks he's the center of attention all the time.
Yeah, I mean, like, because we are.
Yes, so marching band chaplain, I had never heard of that before.
You didn't have a chaplain in your band?
We did not have, I mean, we were public school, you know.
Even like our public school in Victoria, Texas had a chaplain. My friend was the chaplain in her marching band there. And maybe it's just because like everyone in Victoria, Texas is Christian, otherwise you're exiled, but like they prayed like.
Okay, no, I did not have a band chaplain. This was new information to me. So, you know, that's just like some of that Texas culture that you don't realize.
Yeah, like I mean, Catholicism is in my books. Like, I might not be Catholic anymore, but like Catholicism and religion played a huge part of like growing up, and so like that definitely just even without even trying, like it has to kind of play up in it.
Yeah, my Quidditch book has a little less of it. My new book, my marching band book, I think is going to have more. But one of the conflicts that Ellen has with her stepmother is over their nativity scene, because she's like, wait, you whitewashed the three kings. Like, that's not acceptable. They're supposed to be diverse.
Please tell me she paints them. Otherwise, I will riot.
Say it again?
Please tell me she paints them. Otherwise, I'm going to riot.
Oh my God, no, great. No, but like Ellen doesn't take action, you know, she just like yells at people. It's just yeah. No. Again, that might be the next book. The new main character is a little more like, I'm going to do things and get people expelled accidentally and make messes. And Ellen's just like, I'm going to sit around and be existential.
So the second one's like a proper YA character.
Yeah. All right. So thank you so much. Is there anything else, Jonny, that you wanted to say on this Texas-themed live stream?
No, I don't think so. Nothing about Texas.
You want to describe the taste of a Dr. Pepper shake for those who cannot have a Dr. Pepper shake from Whataburger?
It's a Dr. Pepper shake, and it doesn't taste like Dr. Pepper. I don't think it does. It has the whisper of a Dr. Pepper flavor. It has that cherry or whatever it is. Am I wrong? It almost has like a brownie batter flavor to it.
Brownie batter. Okay, I can see it because of the like creaminess.
Yeah, have you ever had Coke cake?
I've had 7-Up cake.
Okay, well, Coke cake is not that, but it tastes like Coke cake. I mean, go to a Czech bakery, like they probably have Coke cake there. It's really good.
Okay. So, I think it tastes like they put the Dr. Pepper syrup straight into the vanilla ice cream, personally. But I haven't had Coke cake, so I'll have to try it.
It's so good.
With all that said, we do want to remind everyone who's still watching that this is not just about Whataburger. It's about some excellent books. So please don't forget to pre-order Jonny's book, I'm going to gesture until it shows up here. Oh, well, there, it's down there.
Oh.
There it is, linktree.ee/Jonny Garza Villa. And the cover is coming soon. This is a beautiful representation of what a cover might look like.
Probably not, but it's okay.
You know, something to catch your eye. 1,500 miles from the sun. I think we forgot the word miles. Don't worry about it. Don't
Really? Oh my god.
on the yeah. 1,500 miles from the sun.
Oh my god, it literally did.
Oh, it's not there either.
No, okay. I did not even put my own title right on my graphic.
You know what? We're all a little bit.
It's 2020. It's like,
right.
It's a long title. Like I keep on calling it 1,500 years from the sun. Like like 15,000. Like I'll get it right.
About both of us having original titles that ended up changing. But that's another thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you were going to be something else. I was going to be something else. But now we have these excellent titles, which are good. I think 1,500 Miles from the Sun is like cool and catchy.
No, This Is How We Fly.
Yeah, and then This Is How We Fly. So we've got a lot of things. We've got a pre-order campaign where you can get your own version of this beautiful headband. It comes in different colors. They are comfortable and stretchy. And we have a thank you. Yes. We have also stickers. We have some fanish bookmarks coming in. I'll be able to show those off maybe next time. Coming in from an Etsy store of a bookish friend. And we also have, so all of these, we're calling them lead up live streams because they are leading us to our December 20th launch party, which will be held on a platform like this. It will be live streamed to all these places. Wherever you're watching it, it'll be there too. It's going to have different little panels, mini panels like this one, but maybe with more people where we talk about, Quidditch, the history and future. We talk about sports YA books. So, we're going to actually be talking with Amparo about Blaze Wrath games and with Shamile about Furia. Anyway, I should remember more people, but I forgot. And then another panel on responsible fandom, because unfortunately, in the time since I wrote this book and when it's coming out, the fandom has had some events occurring, and we all have to think about how we engage with the Harry Potter fandom now. So keep an eye out for that. We'll have more lead up live streams in the coming months, probably every couple of weeks, but we'll find out as I find out, which will be probably the day before it happens. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Jonny. I believe that's all we have for you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Woo. And goodbye.
Bye, y'all.
Farewell. I don't know how to end this.
Is there not like an end live stream?
There might be, but